Lucy, we gotta make a video. We gotta make a video. Oh my god, look at my trap. Trap is crazy. What is it? What? What? Are you excited for Motivation Monday too? Yeah? Okay guys, hi from me and Lucy, it's my puppy. I just want to say thank you so freaking much for all the really insightful, heartfelt comments that you all left on the last video. I finally feel like this is the reason why I'm doing all this. This is the reason I'm on YouTube, and I have been waiting for this moment of, yeah, like me making videos actually does mean something. It isn't just complete BS. And you know, that's a big moment for me, because my goal in all this was impact people's lives in a positive way and be passionate and stay true to my passions. And my passion is helping other people. So I think goal accomplished. We did it. I'm so excited to continue this series. If you can't stop snorting, you're not gonna stay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I feel like I'm actually putting out content that matters to you, and I know it matters because when I read these comments that you guys wrote, I'm like, holy crap, like I really did make an impact on somebody's day. I made them feel like just an ounce better about themselves or their goal, or I helped them like achieve or aspire for more. And that's so freaking exciting. Like I'm so happy to have that effect on people. That's all I want out of this. So I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying it. And I wanted to use this whole topic about YouTube to kick off my topic for today, which is knowing when to quit. So there are two scenarios in this situation. First scenario is you want to quit, but you really shouldn't be quitting. The second scenario is you know you need to quit, but you're too afraid. So let me dive into both of these a little bit deeper. The first scenario I'm gonna tie back to YouTube, like I said. So for me personally, after the bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search, I was looking to other YouTubers as a model for what I should put out there content-wise, and I was miserable. I didn't want to do it. I would vlog like half a day and quit. And I stopped vlogging for like 2 or 3 months. I just didn't enjoy it. There was some like gut feeling inside of me that like didn't want to. I didn't find any sort of pleasure and enjoyment in it. I wasn't doing what I loved. And so my mind was saying, oh, Christy, you don't have time. Like it's not really worth it to do YouTube. It's just gonna put you in this box with all the other YouTubers, and like you're better than that. And I had a lot of different excuses as to why I shouldn't do it, but I never really stopped to think about and understand what it was that made me want to quit. And my turning point was when my friend Max Tuning, who has a pretty big YouTube following, gave me the advice, do it because you love it. And it sounds so simple, but I realized I don't love doing full days of eating. I don't love recording booty workouts. It's kind of freaking boring to me. Sorry, like you can go find it from someone else on YouTube or on bodybuilding.com, or like there's a million resources, but I know what I'm passionate about and what I want to bring to the table, which is motivation and inspiration. And the second that I did that, last week's Motivation Monday video, the second I did that, like look at the response from you guys. That's how I knew in my heart, like, don't quit, Christy, because this is something you love. This is something that's making an impact, and it's not time to quit. It's time to reflect and figure out, what are my excuses, and are they really just that? Are they really excuses? And let me deconstruct each of them one by one. Do I have the time? Yeah, I do have the time. Do I have the passion and energy for it? Yes, I have the passion and energy for it. Do I have a camera? Do I have a light? Do I have a place to film? Yes, I do. So I pushed aside all my BS excuses and I just freaking went for it. And that is a perfect example of a time where, you know, you think that you should quit, but in your heart, you know it's something that you shouldn't really give up on. If you feel that what you're saying is an excuse, it's a very good indication that you should keep going with it. The second scenario, knowing you should quit in your heart, knowing you don't enjoy something, but being too afraid to make a change. I can speak very personally and honestly about this scenario because I went through it very recently in my former 9-to-5 job. I started this job because someone else wanted me to. My father. I love you, Daddy. But I wasn't a 9-to-5-er. I wasn't a corporate girl. I really didn't like software sales. I remember feeling so anxious, so stressed, waking up with dread every morning to go to this job that I hated with negative people that, you know, not only put a lot of like pressure on me, but who also, you know, looked down on me for my fitness lifestyle, I would say. And it was a job that some days made me just go to bed crying, made me feel so filled up with negativity and just bad energy that I didn't want, that I knew I shouldn't have, but I was so busy. I was so on the go. I was given so many responsibilities all at once that I didn't allow myself to have time to even think about what the possibility would be if I did something else. I knew in my heart I needed to quit. I knew in my heart that I loved fitness, but I told myself that, oh, you could never make a living off coaching. You couldn't make a living off fitness. That's not what people do. I was afraid of letting people down. I was afraid of moving away from what society tells us the next step in life is after college. Get a really good job, find your own apartment, have a great boyfriend, make a lot of money. Like, I had those things and I was still miserable and I knew I needed a change. Until I gave myself an opportunity to breathe in my head, to think about what it is I really wanted and get past, you know, my entrapment that I had created for myself, I continued to live in this cage, this cycle of doing something that I knew wasn't right. Turning point came when I had a 2-week vacation and I completely cut everything out around me and I really reflected within myself, what is it that you want to do for the rest of your life, Christy? And I told myself, it's not this. It's not this grind of soulless, meaningless work that doesn't help anyone at the end of the day. So I quit very spontaneously. I didn't even really say goodbye to anyone. And all I knew was I had the passion, determination, and the drive to figure out what it was I was going to do next and be okay. I want to give another example of a friend of mine who is in a very similar situation, but she hasn't found her way out yet. She was with me when I went through this whole corporate career and when I quit, and she's still in this corporate career. She wakes up every morning with so much anxiety that she throws up. She isn't passionate about this job. When I first met her, she loved cooking. Cooking was her release. It was what she did to really be creative and, like, you know, just feed into her soul and her passion. And she doesn't do that at all anymore. And she and I have talked about what it would take for her to leave this job to pursue what it is she's passionate about, and she's afraid. She said, oh, I'm not really passionate about cooking anymore. I just want to, you know, see how I can, like, learn from this year and take away what I can from the role. And yes, like, she should and can do that. But the second that you start negating what you're passionate about and what you really know in your heart to be the thing that makes you tick, the thing that makes you light up inside that you couldn't live without, the second you let that go is the second that you're lost. It is the time in our lives to say no to these things that make us anxious, that bring us down, that cause us stress, that we know are things that are just us settling. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's the job, whether it's a goal that you thought you wanted and know is not for you anymore, know when it's time to quit. There's a certain time when the longer you continue to do it, the more it affects who you are, your happiness, everything. And the longer you let yourself go, the more trapped you're going to be in the cycle, the more afraid you're going to be to leave that thing that's comfortable to you. I know, because I was so freaking afraid to quit my job. I was afraid to take a risk. And we do need to be very real with ourselves in order to live like that next level of life. I feel so happy every single day now that I quit what wasn't right for me and pursuing what is right for me. Every day, yes, there's fear. Yes, I'm afraid. Yes, it's not comfortable, but I wake up knowing I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I'm headed in the direction that I'm meant to go in, and I just feel so freaking alive and content with my life and what I'm doing for other people. And I know for a fact that all of you want the same thing too, and I also know that 95% of the world is not going to do this. You're not going to take the risk, and you're going to stay comfortable in your lives and in that relationship or that job or whatever it is that you think you need to be at a certain level or status in society. Well, fuck that. And if you really want to pursue happiness, you need to be honest with yourself and you need to take a risk. You also need to be honest with yourself if you're thinking about quitting something and you know in your heart you haven't given it a full chance, and you know that it can bring a lot of benefit to you. So, God, I get so passionate when I talk about these things, but I think that this honesty is crucial to living a life that is next level, and I want that for every single one of you. I don't want any one of my followers to go another day without really taking a step to pursue what they care about. So that is my wish for you for this video. I hope that it like ignited a little bit of a fire within you, because that's my biggest hope for you. So if you found this helpful, if you have a friend going through this situation that would benefit from hearing these words, please share it with them and let me know what you think in the comments below if you relate to this, if you're going through it right now. Leave topics if you want me to talk about them for next week. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you all and your comments. So leave them. I love talking with you guys. And thumbs up, like this video, subscribe. And if you haven't seen last week's video, the intro to the series, go check it out. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next Monday.